Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming. Beautiful day here. Wish you guys were here.
Yes, that's a good idea. So what?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. It's a little hotter. Yeah, perfect. Right there's great. Everyone can hear me okay? Thumbs up. All right. It's officiating today. All so much for today is a celebration, folks. And so one of the things we want to do is kick today off in a celebratory fashion. I know there's not a lot of us, but it always feels good to give a little bit of love before we begin. So I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit unorthodox, a little bit different. I would like everyone to join me in kicking off the celebration day. So what I would like to do is I would like to count down. I just want to go 3, 2, 1. I want everyone to say, let the wedding begin. And I want you to give them a big round of applause. It's going to accomplish a couple things. 1, it's going to cue our DJ. But 2, they're also going to hear you back at that house. They're going to know exactly how excited you are to be here. It's going to kind of get us into that celebratory mood as well. Works good when everyone participates. I got a couple mostly confused looks out there, actually. I trust you guys. I know there's not a lot of us. So it's going to go 3, 2, 1. Let the wedding begin. Big cheer, big round of applause. And of course, the wedding will start. Sound good? All right. Don't worry. I know it's warm out. We're not going to have you seated for too long. We'll get you out of here just over an hour. Get you some refreshments and we'll go from there. There's a dirty look. I can't talk for an hour, friends. Don't worry. Okay. We're going to have some fun. You guys ready to celebrate these two today? Let's make it happen. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let the wedding begin. Woo!
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. 'Cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear.
All rise, please.
When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold. And just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. And when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn. Some even fall to the earth. We got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. I won't give up. I don't wanna be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make the difference that I can make. My differences, they do a lot to teach us how to use the tools and gifts we got. Yeah, we got a lot at stake. And in the end, you're still my friend. At least we did intend for us to work. We didn't break, we didn't burn. We had to learn how to bend without the world caving in. I had to learn.
Who presents the bride to be married today? Friends and family may be seated. So first things first, you two, just as we get situated here, I'm going to invite you to join hands. And I'm going to invite you to lock eyes with each other like you've done a million times before. I want you to hold each other's gaze. Just give your hearts a moment to connect and kind of allow all those emotions, all the feels that are lying beneath the surface of this day. Just kind of let them all come forward. Welcome to your wedding day. You two have lived a lot of life together. I don't know if you remember that moment you first laid eyes on each other. You guys can just look at each other. I know it's tough. Little did you know, right in that moment, you hadn't just met somebody new, but you had met somebody that would set into course a series of events that would take you to this place here today, which is the greatest love story either one of you had ever known. And out of all the moments you've shared, from that first moment of connection to the first date, to the first I love yous, to all the things you've accomplished and overcome, and everything that lies in front of you, this moment that you're sharing, this moment you've very generously invited each and every one of us into, those who are joining us live and in person, those who are joining us online, is a moment so precious. We're extremely grateful, so thank you. And out of all the moments you've had, this one right here, right now, I can guarantee you feel a little bit different than all the rest. So take it in, enjoy it, because this will be a moment truly the two of you will remember for the rest of your lives. Speaking of moments, I want to welcome everybody that's absolutely incredible. Though, take a look out there, you two. Can you guys wave at the bride and groom, say hi? Take a good look in the camera right behind you guys. We've got some people joining us online. Welcome, everybody. Great to have you here today. Friends and family, welcome to today. Make no mistake, today's a celebration of love, commitment, friendship, family. But really, today is a celebration of these two amazing individuals, Brianne and Lee. And I can assure you, today is only going to get better because today we are gathered to celebrate one of the greatest things it means to be alive. Today we are gathered to celebrate love. The thing is, you don't have to have a ceremony like this one, right? You don't have to have some of your favorite people out, get all dressed up, you don't have to get your photos taken. Not that any of this should make you too nervous, right? So why do we do this when it comes time to celebrating life, love, and a marriage? We all have thousands of important moments that happen through our lives, but this moment, you two, that you're sharing, this moment you've so generously invited each and every one of us into, is a moment that you regard as so important, so critical. We acknowledge it by sharing it with some of our favorite people. Why this moment? Well, when you really think about it, despite all of our differences, love is what we all share. It is the great unifier, our one universal truth. No matter who we are, no matter where we come from, no matter what we believe, we can really agree on this one thing: love is worth celebrating. You two are worth celebrating, and that is exactly why you're standing up here today. You see, we've all loved in our lifetimes, but in this moment, we're given that unique opportunity to put our devices down, gather around, and celebrate something so precious. We're here to celebrate the life and the love that you two have created together. And of course, all of us here today have our own love stories, right? Some are short, others are long, some are yet unwritten, others are just getting to the good part. And there are chapters in everyone's stories that are sad and disappointing, others that are exciting and full of adventure. But the lives that you two have lived, the life you have created, has its roots in the love, in the friendship, and the memories that you have created with each and every one of these people that have joined you here today. Friends and family, you are their community. You've been their support. You truly are their family. And they're honored to have you here today as they get ready to take yet another amazing step in their journey together. Lee and Brianne would like to thank each and every one of you for joining them here today. And although many of you do not necessarily live right around the corner, they do want you to know you're never far from their hearts. You've shared in some of their best days. You've held their hand through some of their toughest days. But beyond that, you're an irreplaceable part of their past, their today, and of course, their tomorrows. Now, friends and family, we're well aware that Lee and Brianne are here today to get married and that they're in love, but how'd they get here today, right? How these two people, different walks of life, different parts of their, somehow end up meeting and falling in love. Well, their love story is so fantastic, I have to share a little bit of the origin of how we made it here today. If you'd have told Lee and Brianne that day, the morning that they met, hey, guess what? Today you're going to meet your future spouse. There's probably no way they would have believed you. And yet here we are today. Love has a funny way of working things out and showing up when you least expect it. It was a spring night in 2014, and Brianne was out for drinks with some girlfriends at a bar in Vancouver in Kits. On that same night, Lee just so happened to be at that same bar with his cricket mates. Now, just before Brianne and her friends were going to leave, the bartender brought them over a round of drinks. They were confused. They hadn't ordered more drinks. Where did these come from? Well, the bartender pointed across the room at this handsome man. He said, hey, that guy over there, he bought them for you. Well, as we all know, that man was Lee. So Brianne and her friends went over to thank Lee and his friends for the drinks, and they, of course, struck up a conversation and began chatting. And the conversation was eerily effortless. Right away, Lee and Bree felt some kind of connection, even though they couldn't quite put their finger on it in that moment. Lee loved Brianne's fun attitude, and Bree was attracted to Lee's good looks, and of course, the Kiwi accent didn't hurt at all. On that first date, Lee and Brianne went to Las Margaritas again in Kits, and they had such a good time. They had one of those dates that really made time stand still. And before they knew it, the servers were stacking up chairs around them, and they had closed the place down. Bree remembers feeling so excited about Lee. She loved his sense of humor, his kindness. And he remembers feeling so easy, like, how could this be the first date? It was going so well. They never met someone he could so effortlessly be himself around. From there, these two began spending more and more time together, having fun in the city and really getting to know each other on a deeper level every day. As they did, their relationship, of course, grew. And as we all know, they did fall in love. But it wasn't always an easy path for these two. Lee and Brianne worked hard through long distance, financial strains, postponing wedding plans, and having to prioritize one another and their relationship. But there were lots of beautiful and wonderful moments as well. Living together, traveling through New Zealand together, spontaneous road trips to the Calgary Stampede, annual birthday trips to Las Vegas, a trip with both their families to Australia, buying a home, taking an RV to Whitehorse, and so many more. These two really know how to live life. But one of the most special moments in Brianne and Lee's relationship happened on a surprise trip to Seattle. Lee planned a surprise trip for Brianne, incorporating a few things that they kind of always had talked about doing, taking the train down to Seattle and eventually making it on a cruise. At first, it was going to just be a surprise trip. But when a ring post on Facebook somehow popped up in Lee's browser, he found himself soon at a jeweler designing a very special ring with plans to propose in less than 2 weeks. Lee knew he wanted to spend the rest of his life with Brianne, and now he just needed to make it official. So he surprised her with a train ride down to Seattle where they enjoyed a great dinner, shopping throughout the markets. The next day, they hopped in an Uber and headed out for lunch, or so Brianne thought. Once they parked the car and looked around, she was a little bit confused. Where was the restaurant? Well, all she could see was a giant cruise ship, and Lee began walking towards the ship. It finally dawned on Bree they were going on a cruise. She couldn't believe it. Well, the surprises were just starting. That night on the cruise, these two enjoyed a beautiful, fancy dinner, listened to jazz musicians before quietly sneaking off to their room. They sat on the balcony and began reminiscing about how fortunate they are to have found each other and about how beautiful and meaningful the relationship was. Just then, Lee got down onto one knee and asked Bree to marry him. Of course, she was surprised, and of course, we all know she did say yes. They celebrated with a memorable night, toasting at the bar, dancing the night away in the ship's club. Now, when I asked Brianne what it is she loves about her groom, Lee, she talks about his honesty, how supportive he is, and how he's always able to make her laugh. Lee encourages Bree to be the best version of herself and has helped her grow into the person she is today. She loves that they're always able to understand one another and communicate no matter what life has thrown their way. After all these years, she cannot wait for what the future holds with Lee by her side. And when I asked Lee that same question, what it is he loves about his bride, Brianne, he talks about how caring, loyal, how she's always up to trying something new. Thanks to Brianne, Lee has rediscovered who he is, and her encouragement has helped him pursue what he enjoys most in life. With Brianne, everything simply feels right. Lee loves that they share the same values. They trust each other without an ounce of doubt, and they work hard for each other in their relationship. He couldn't imagine a more perfect person to be spending the rest of his life with. Simply put, these two found that one person that makes life come to life. So as you can tell, friends and family, it's easy to see why they're standing here now today in front of all of you, ready to officially tie the knot. However, we all know this is not the beginning for you two, rather the continuation of your love and your life together. And of course, your marriage will not be defined by what anyone says or thinks. Rather, this marriage or marriage will be defined, you two, by the love so passionately shared between your hearts. As I was mentioning earlier, it is one of the greatest gifts we can experience as human beings. Any one of us that have been fortunate enough to find the kind of love and devotion that you two found each other, we know that that is an incredibly awesome and beautiful thing. It is a gift, you two, to find someone special to love. But falling in love, right? Falling in love, that's the easy part. Love truly is a mystery. It is not a math equation, and it can't be solved with a this plus that equals whatever mentality. It is fun. Yeah, love is hard sometimes. It can be confusing. It can be exhilarating. And at times you can feel like all these emotions and so many more. And of course, as you two both know, happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. Good marriages, like good relationships, like the one that you two have built, they truly are created. It's never being too old to hold hands. Saying I love you at least once a day, but more is never a bad idea. And it's never taking the other for granted, as hard as that can be some days. Of course, it's respecting each other's values. And yeah, that does mean agreeing to disagree on occasion. It's being encouraging. It's pushing each other to be the best person you could be. It's making time for those mundane weeknights where you watch your favorite TV show or you hit up your favorite restaurant. It is doing things for each other, not because you have to, but because you want to. And yeah, sometimes you will have to. It is always saying thank you, not just with words, but also with actions. It's about being flexible, patient, understanding, being willing to laugh at each other's mistakes, but also it's about learning from our mistakes. It's having the capacity and the willingness to forgive each other time and time again, and time again. It is always remembering that life and love is also about having fun. It's helping each other grow and transform. It is constantly talking about the important things and about how you feel. It is always allowing each other to pursue the things that you enjoy. And it's not just about marrying the right person, which you clearly are. It's as much about being the right person. So with all of this in mind, do you two stand here now today ready to give yourselves to each other in marriage? If so, please say, we do. That is the right answer. Good job, you two. I'd like to offer you an opportunity now to share your vows with each other. Bree, you may go first.
Lee, I'm so excited to be here with you today, and I can't believe this day has finally arrived. From the moment we met, I was intrigued, and I knew I wanted to get to know you better. We've been through so much together, some very challenging circumstances, but we have overcome it all and are stronger today. Words cannot describe the emotion I feel and how happy it makes me when I think about spending the rest of my life with you. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. I promise to always be there for you and support you. I will be open and honest with you every single day. I promise to always be ready for new adventures. I vow to respect, admire, and appreciate you for who you are and do my best to meet your needs, not out of obligation, but because it delights me to see you happy. I know that no matter what happens in life, we'll get through it and work it out together. This is my promise now and forever. I will love you from this moment to my last.
Brianne, I stand here today a little nervous, highly emotional, and very excited because I finally get to marry my best friend and call you my wife. We've overcome so many challenges to get where we are today, and yet nothing has ever really been a problem. We've made it through all that life has thrown at us, and I can't wait to share many more of life's adventures with you by my side. You're the kindest, most caring and selfless person I know. And you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And for that, I thank you. I vow to support and protect your freedom to be the best version of yourself, because although our lives are intertwined, your choices are yours, and I will be here to support you through all those decisions you make. I promise to work together to keep our lives exciting and adventurous, even during the tough times, and I give you full permission to give me an uppercut if I ever get boring. I promise to always make you laugh. I vow to always be here through thick and thin and never run away with your money. I will always love you. I will always respect you, and I will always trust you with my heart. I know that life will not always be easy, but together, I know that we can make the difficult times a lot more fun. This is my promise to you now and forever. I will love you from this moment until my last.
Everyone dry their eyes. Perfect. If anyone knows of any reason why these two should not be married here today, you probably were invited by mistake. Goes for you online as well. But in all seriousness, folks, we know these two are absolutely perfect for each other. And each and every one of you, whether you're online or here in person, you've been invited for a very special reason. You've been invited here to truly, honestly witness Bree and Lee and support them. As I mentioned earlier, you're here because you truly hold a profoundly special and meaningful place in both their lives. Your love and support has helped their relationship to flourish. And the joy and the memories they've made with each and every one of you has had a deep and meaningful impact on them. So just as the bride and groom have spoken their vows of commitment to one another, I would actually like to ask all of you a couple questions. And if you agree, we want you to give them a nice, loud, we will. For the record, we will is the only appropriate answer, okay? So here we go. Were you friends and family of Lee and Brianne? Encourage them in their vows of love and commitment. Pop by with wine or beer to celebrate the good times, console them through the bad. Love them as a couple and as individuals, because we know, of course, they're incredible. And support them in this amazing adventure of life, love, and marriage. And should they need it, remind them of all the love and all the promises I've shared here today. If so, give them a nice, loud, we will. Beautiful. Now, often at a wedding, when it comes time for a couple to exchange rings, you might hear someone speak of wedding rings being perfect circles with no beginning or end, and that gets related back to life, love, and marriage. But of course, we all know your rings had a beginning, just like your relationship had a beginning. You didn't magically end up here today in front of your friends and family ready to tie the knot and be married. The metal and stones that make up your rings, of course, had to be mined, molded, cooled, polished. Then and only then could your rings be created. Something beautiful is made from the raw elements. It is a process of making something remarkable where once there was nothing at all, just like a relationship. Of course, it comes from humble beginnings, and yes, it is made by imperfect beings. But like the materials of your rings, love in its truest form is not something you'll ever be able to force. It always, always, always must be created. So in a moment, you'll place your rings on each other's fingers, choosing one another as husband and wife, crossing that great threshold in life. And your rings will accompany you through all your many great adventures, which I know there will be many more for you too. So whether that be a mundane weeknight at the house, cooking your favorite meal or watching your favorite show, or some grand adventure elsewhere in the world, when you notice your ring on your finger, be reminded of just a few things. Firstly, be reminded how fortunate you two are to have found each other in this world and built the life that you've built. Be reminded of those who are joining you here today, whether it's virtually or in person, and the love and support that they have for each of you. And always know that your rings are simply beautiful. Someone made them that way. The same remains true for your life, your love, and your marriage. May I have the rings, please? Lee, do you give that ring as a symbol of your faithfulness to Brianne and to all these vows you've heard and taken today? Did you choose Brianne to be your wife this day and forevermore, given all that you are and all that you ever hope to be? Please place the ring on her finger, lock eyes with your bride, and repeat after me. I, Lee Edwards, choose you, Brianne Cloak, to be my wife, my best friend, and the love of my life. And I promise to love you from this moment until my last. Brianne, do you give that ring as a symbol of your faithfulness to Lee and to all these vows you've heard and taken today? And do you choose Lee to be your husband this day and forevermore, given all that you are and all that you ever hope to be? Please place the ring on his finger, lock eyes with your groom, and repeat after me. I, Brianne Cloak, choose you, Lee Edwards, to be my husband, my best friend, and the love of my life. And I promise to love you from this moment until my last. Please place the ring on his finger. Join hands, you two. Take a deep breath. Because this is the moment we have all been waiting for. It is now, with absolutely great joy, in front of your family and friends, by the power invested in me by the province of British Columbia, that I now pronounce you husband and wife. Lee, you may now kiss the bride. Friends and family, we're going to take a quick moment and sign the registry. We will be right back.
If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path when we just want to be free. I will not waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about all the things that will not happen to me. So I just let go of what I know I don't know. And I know I only do this by living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. Living in the moment, I'm letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having more fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong, and I believe this way can feel the same for everyone. And if I fall asleep, I know you'll be the one who'll always remind me to live in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I can walk through life pushing backwards. I have tried more than once to just make sure that I was denied the future I've been searching for. I spun around and hurt no more. By living in the moment, living my life easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment, I'm living my life, just taking it easy. Peace in my mind, got peace in my heart, got peace in my soul.
Friends, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. There we go. Friends and family, please rise. And welcome with me for the very first time, the newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Lee and Brianne Edwards. Woo!
What I want you, it might be hard to handle, like a flame that burns a candle. The candle feeds the flame. What I got's full stock of thoughts and dreams that scatter. You pull them all together, and how I can't explain. Where were you? You make my dreams come true.
All right. Just a quick reminder, friends, that does conclude our ceremony portion of today. Brian Groom, do look forward to receiving your congratulations in a bit, but they're going to take some time for themselves to get some photos. You may grab a drink from the restaurant. Please make sure to make your way over to the inn to the patio by 5:45, where dinner and the celebrations will continue. Thank you very much, everybody.
On a night when that dreams become the screamer, and you're messing with the dreamer, I can laugh it in the face. Twist and shout my way out and wrap yourself around me, because I ain't the way that you found me, and I'll never be the same. Oh, now you make my dreams come true. Well, you make my dreams.
Hi, everyone. We did it.
Hi.
Hope to see you guys all soon. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we love you all. Wish you were here. Thank you.
I'm down on the daydream. The street lights will be over by now.